Mark. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm starting a new series today with this video, and the purpose of this series is basically for me to have a structure to follow so that I don't need to do so much conceptual thinking when I'm drafting my videos, and I can just focus on filming random ideas I have, editing them, publishing them without really doing too much thought. I just spilled a bunch of coffee on my jeans. Yeah, so the theme of this is just, or I should say the name, and I just came up with this name, so I hope I haven't, I'm not using something that someone else uses, but I'm just calling it Coffee, Beans, and Art Things because I drink coffee a lot, so I thought a fun thing to do once a week would be to sit with my coffee, sit with you guys, and talk about art stuff while I sip coffee, because those are two of my favorite things, coffee and art. So I'm going to be doing this series, but I'm also planning on uploading a bunch of time-lapse videos of me actually making art. These videos, the Coffee, Beans, and Art Things, will just be me talk. So what I recommend is you make yourself a hot beverage and getting kind of comfortable and maybe getting your own sketchbook or whatever. The first topic is the difference between inspiration and motivation. As most of you know, I produce a webcomic called Daisy and Eleanor, and I'm getting close to like 80 pages now of the comic, which is a big deal for me. It's the biggest project I've ever pursued. Pursuing a project that takes so long really tests your discipline as an artist. It's something that's hard to stick with, it's something that's hard to persevere in. And one thing that I've noticed is during the course of this project is I've learned not to rely on inspiration. I've heard lots of times that you shouldn't rely on inspiration. I know in my brain I should be able to work whether or not I feel like it. Excluding times when like you're really sick or you are physically burnt out because you've done so much, that's different. But when you just kind of feel lazy or you just kind of don't feel inspired, you have to do work anyway. So with this project, as I've been working on it, I have really learned to work when I don't feel like it. There were several pages over the course of this comic that I did not feel thrilled to draw. The question that you need to ask, the question that I had to ask was, if I'm not fueled by inspiration, what is it that makes me keep making things? And it's motivation. Motivation and inspiration are two very different things, but they work great when you have both. The way I think about inspiration is clarity of vision. It's when all of a sudden you can just see all of the cool potential that you are about to unlock. You just can't wait to start tapping into that potential. Motivation is when you know why you want to tap into that, why you want to make a project, why you want to draw, why you want to write. The motivation is your why. It's easy to forget that you need a why because inspiration, why would you even question it? Motivation asks you to be a little bit more critical of yourself and to ask if this is really serving a purpose, and if so, what is that purpose? Motivation requires a little bit of thinking to come up with. Inspiration happens to you. That's the difference between inspiration and motivation. Inspiration is clarity of vision, motivation is clarity of purpose. How do you come up with them? Okay, so the first thing for inspiration. So inspiration is clarity of vision. It means you can see potential. It's like you're seeing into the future. You become a little bit clairvoyant for a brief moment, a long moment. So ways that you can give yourself inspiration is looking to other artists. The reason you feel inspired a lot of times when you look at other artists, especially artists who are maybe more experienced or more talented than you or more practiced, whatever, is you look at their work and part of you says, someday I can do that. And that's the inspired feeling. For me, looking at concept art is very inspirational because I see the development of someone else's project, and it's like I can see my project in my mind going alongside that project, developing along the same pace. So motivation. Okay, so motivation is clarity of purpose. This is basically you taking time to have a conversation with yourself about why you want to do something. Here's a few tips on finding good motivation. 1, make sure that you can guarantee it. Especially if you're new and you're starting out, just make it easy for yourself and make it something you know for a fact you have control over. So for me, I'm producing a graphic novel. I've never done one before. I don't have that big of a following. I have no way of knowing where it's gonna go. All I can guarantee is that I make the product or I don't make the product. So for me, my motivation is for this particular comic is just to see if I can finish it. That's it. I want it to be popular and I will promote it and I will pay attention to who's reading it, but those are all side things. The main thing is that I see it through and I can finish it. So, the inspiration behind my comic, however, the sort of clarity of vision, was this idea that it's the comic that I want to read. I know that may sound like silly, that idea of let's just make a cute comic. That is my inspiration. That's not gonna last me, you know, into late hours of the night when I have a WEBTOONS update due the next day and I still have 2 more pages to ink and I have pages to scan. I'm not gonna go to all that work just to make a cute comic. But I will go to all that work if I am trying to prove that I am capable of producing a graphic novel. Basically, I decided to make this video because I noticed that I'm making my comic despite having a lot of low periods, and that kind of surprised me because, to be completely honest, I tend to quit on my personal projects if they don't feel fun, if they don't feel exciting, if they don't feel like they're being popular or whatever. So the fact that with this comic I continued working on pages, even the ones I didn't like, I didn't stop and redo pages, I've really pushed through. It's actually kind of allowed me to take my own art appreciation to a new level, because it's more about let me finish work and put it out there instead of let me just do work that feels good. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that thought with you guys because I think a lot of times as artists, we think that inspiration is good, and if you're not inspired, it's bad. The reality is just some days you're not going to be inspired, but if you know why you're making art, why you're pursuing a project, you can still get through the day and be productive and be satisfied with your work even if you didn't feel like it at the time. If you guys liked this, if you got something out of it, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts on motivation versus inspiration and how they are alike and how they're different, leave that in the comments below, because the whole purpose of this video is meant to be a conversation between me and you, not just me lecturing. If you think some other artists might find it helpful, make sure you share it with them and consider subscribing, because this is going to be a series. There's going to be coffee and there's going to be art things.